And we are live. What's up, everybody? It's your boys Leo and Chris here with another edition of Sunday Night Geeks, guys. It's been a little while. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are currently going to be talking about quite a bit tonight. I mean, there's a lot to cover since we've been gone for about a month now. How you been, Chris?
I've been doing great, man. It's exciting to come back on and get to talk to you, catch up a little bit, and talk about some really cool movies.
Yeah, man, that'll be super dope. Tell us a little bit about Two Side Review as well.
Two Side Review is my channel where I give a two-sided approach to my reviews. A quick, easy, under 6 minute. Do I want to see this movie? Do I not? I give a two-sided approach from a fan of film or the source material, depending on what kind of movie we're watching genre-wise. And then I give a little bit of feedback on how I feel about the production side, since I have over 12 years experience as a filmmaker and all that jazz. So I kind of give you something really easy and digestible so you can, make a decision whether or not you want to spend your money on this or wait till it comes out on Netflix, or hell, Leo, just not see it at all. But that's me, Chris. Right. Chris over at Two Side Review, all one word. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter.
My man, this weekend I went back and watched, just because this made me think of you, because you think Terminator 1 is better than 2. And I went
Dude,
back.
I just watched Terminator 1 and 2.
Me too. I just watched those.
I just finished T2 last night.
Dude,
get out of here.
You watched T1 on Friday?
Yes, I did.
Yep, and I watched T2 on Saturday, man.
That trailer made me want to go back to it so badly.
I was like, let me go back to these, get a nice fresh take. Man, I forgot how good 1 was. 2 is better than 1 to me, but
no. I was debating this in my head, dude. And I was funny you mentioned it, which is really cool because, Leo, we've always kind of thought alike when it comes to movies and stuff like that. I just found Arnold so horribly scary in the first one. In the second one, not so much. The other Liquid Terminator I didn't feel threatened by, but I don't know if you watched the same cut I did. I watched the extended cut with all the bonus features and
I didn't.
In the elongated scenes. Oh yeah, man. So that was really cool. But for me, the first one is just it brings a little bit more fear. The second one is cooler looking. The second one's cooler looking. The dialogue's more witty. You get a little bit more about the world. You get a lot more world building, right? But the first one for me, when I first saw it, it was like watching Freddy Krueger for like the first time. You know what I mean? It was
that was like a horror movie a little bit.
And my dad,
forget about that.
Right, my dad's fueling the fire. He's like, other than the time travel bullshit, this could really happen. And I looked at him, I'm like, no! Like for me, I'm thinking, oh God, this guy's not going to stop. He even looks like, a scary motherfucker. And he's just going to keep coming at you and they're shooting you. And you're like, how are you going to stop him?
Down with shotguns. And when he just broke into the police station and just everybody
the cops can't even protect you. Holy crap, you're screwed. You're just so screwed.
That was insane, dude. I really enjoyed that first one a lot. I thought I wasn't going to enjoy it as much, but the second one, man, there's just something about that one and the action on that. It's just phenomenal.
But he's at the gun shop and he's like, is there anything else? He's like, phase 4 plasma rifle with 40-watt range.
Right? Like,
dude, just what you see on the shelves, dude. Like, what the hell are you talking about? That's all I got for you. What you see here?
I love it. Oh, what's up? We got Nerdy Blurb TV on here. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Got a couple of comments there.
But yeah, Leo, we digressed a tiny bit.
I watched T2 the other night. Yeah. Guys, time travel is real. It is real. It is real, bro.
Well, I mean, theoretically, time travel into the future is possible, depending on how you look at the, space and time. But yeah, going backwards isn't possible. There's a number of reasons why. But anyway, that's not the point of this lovely podcast.
Bro. I don't know.
Oh, don't even get me started, man. Read a physics book. No, read a quantum physics book.
However, what I will say is that, God, this series makes it so believable.
What do you mean? You think Terminator makes time travel believable?
What I'm saying is that it's such a good series that, you believe that it happens in this world.
because James Cameron's smart. You don't dwell on, like we were talking about Star Wars, not to fucking get off on a tangent, but like the time travel aspect isn't necessarily a part of the story. It's a tool. We don't dwell on how the hell they got there. In the first one, they just get there, and it's everything else. It's just a tool, like in Star Wars. They just go into hyperspace. We don't ever talk in the first original movies. We never talked about how they did it. They just did it. And it's kind of with that with the Terminator. They just went backwards in time. We didn't dwell on the time displacement shit so
not
much.
At all.
It just was there because we were concentrated on
right.
We were concentrated on Sarah Connor, John Connor, Kyle Reese, the Terminators, all that stuff. Right, all that stuff, and that was just a tool. And James knew that if you bog it down with that crap, it's gonna get all convoluted. But it had to
bog down, man. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's like some of the later ones try to bog it down with all this lore. You don't got to do all that, man. I heard Genesis was bad. I never watched it, man.
You never seen Genesis? Oh, dude,
because I thought it looked so bad that I was like, why even bother? Why even bother? I don't even want to ruin this series for myself.
And we'll leave some of this when Terminator Dark Fate comes out. We'll leave more of how we feel, but I'm curious to see how Arnold, like, I don't know how he's gonna. Is he a Terminator in this franchise?
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, the last T-800 was destroyed, so
I know. But here's the theory. Here's the theory, because James Cameron always said like he thought of Terminator 3 and Salvation, and Terminator Geonosis. That's what I call it for fun.
Geonosis. Your Genesis nickname,
right? Yeah. Were like fractured timeline events or like dark versions of like dreams or alternate universes. So like, let's just say those did happen and the timeline's fractured, and they go back in time again. But Sarah somehow survives the time displacement. And now the Terminator's coming back for somebody else, and Sarah goes, shit, I know this. I've been this person. But they're not coming after her. She thinks they're coming after her, and they're not. They don't know who the fuck she is because the timeline's been fucked so badly.
So
and
this is Genesis?
No, this is what I think Dark Fate is going to be.
Oh, got you.
So Sarah Connor thinks they're coming after her, but she somehow gets mixed up in some alternate timeline, and they're coming after somebody else. That's why the Terminator goes, "Who are you?" Like they don't know who the fuck she is. Nobody does. So she's got to play she's playing the Michael Biehn role. She's playing that for him, and then there's a Terminator, mixed in the middle, and other shit is mixed in. But that's my theory so far from the trailer of what I think's going on.
I'm making zero judgments right now. I'm kind of going into this with just like, I don't want to know anything. Like I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to see anything. I don't really.
I can't help it. My brain puts like
it's hard, but
I see images. And I'm like, I have to compare, like, this has to make sense to me. Like, how are they all here? What are they all doing here? And another thing, fighting robots and shit. Why does Sarah Connor have a big old knife? Like, what's she going to do with that? Like seriously.
I mean, I feel like she going to mess somebody up, dog.
Who? A Terminator? She going to.
We got another comment, the Tumultulant. What's up, bro? Genesis is so bad. Yes, it is. It's horrible.
Yeah, there are some
I
really
haven't
cool.
seen it, and I can already just attest to the fact that it's probably just absolutely god awful.
Hey, James Cameron signed off on it. Yeah. James Cameron's an arrogant tall filmmaker, little bastard.
Apparently so.
Anyway, Leo, sorry to get off on Terminator.
It's all good, bro.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, because that's coming up, but. Man, I wanted to dive into this like quickly first. The Robert Pattinson Batman decision, which is kind of our most recent breaking news piece here. You guys know and probably have been following that Robert Pattinson has been like high on the list as a potential Batman choice, and that also recently got announced in early May. And now, just recently, Warner Brothers has come out and said that he is, in fact, the Batman. They told Deadline Hollywood on Friday, and it's official. He is our Batman for the movie. I don't know how I feel, man. Like, I'm cool with the Bruce Wayne role for him, But I don't know how I feel about him playing Batman. Like I don't know if I could be intimidated by Robert Pattinson. I've seen some of his other movies other than Twilight. Most recently, it was this sci-fi movie I checked out. I believe it's an A20. Yeah, it's an A24 film. What is the High Life was the name of the film, and I actually liked his acting in it. I didn't like the movie itself because it was just a little. It was trying a little too hard to be something so simple. Um, but I did like his acting skills in it, and I thought he could play a pretty good Bruce Wayne, but not Batman. Not Batman. I don't know. I can't see it. How do you feel, man? I just can't see him as Batman. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a tough pill to swallow for me, believe it or not. And then, I've had a while to think about this, and people have asked me this a lot. And what you go back to, you don't see him as Batman. Let's just be real. 90% of Batman is a stunt double. You're having problems with seeing him in the cowl and portraying those close-up shots and stuff like that, because even Ben Affleck wasn't even in that suit. Like that he was in the suit, but I'm just saying that muscle suit was not him in it. It was some other bodybuilder dude. His shape was, and he was just inside the muscle suit. So he was big, but he wasn't that fucking big.
I just don't know. I don't know.
I think if they're portraying a 28-year-old, maybe 30-year-old Batman, I don't know, man. I have to say this one's probably going to surprise the living shit out of most of us, because it's just so left field.
Yeah, I agree, but I can't see it for right now. I got to be blown away, man.
I don't know. Have you seen some of the artwork? I think he can do it. I think they can do it.
He at least got the intimidating look down.
And if they're going for a more stalker in the shadows, stealth ninja stuff, he doesn't have to be that intimidating. His fear can come from the fact that he's in the shadows, not so much like, "Oh, fucking Batman," or Christian Bale's, "Where's the trigger?" You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm cool with that though.
I like that stuff too. But like, if you're gonna go your own, if you're gonna go your own take, the younger Batman isn't so. I heard rumors that there's rumors all over about what the story is going to be, right? Yeah. So I heard rumors like he's one. I don't know, something like that, or the Rogues Gallery is involved in it, or this is the time where Batman gets broken down for the first time. Like he gets, he finally gets beaten. So he goes through an arc that way. I've heard a lot of things what they're going to do with it, but if you want to talk about an emotional actor who can actually act, maybe, I'm not saying Affleck couldn't act, but they didn't.
But Pattinson's a little more fresh, and especially for a young Batman role, you got to have a guy that's fresh, new.
If he's going to play the playboy part, you're right. I think he's sweet. He's got that, that hip, young playboy, handsome.
Absolutely
bullshit.
And a lot of people are just narrowing him down to Twilight, and I'm telling y'all, he doesn't even like that movie himself. He does not like that movie. I know.
I've seen
him.
It
was embarrassing for him. He doesn't want to do that movie. He didn't want to do that movie at the end of the day, but I mean, made him popular and it put his name on the map. But some of the other movies he's in, he's great.
Yeah, he's got range.
He does.
You could say what you want about his look for Batman, but it's not like the guy can't act, because he can, and he's got plenty of films to prove that. Is he going to look good in the cape and cowl?
Let's hope.
Let's hope the filmmaker, here's the thing. I think, coming at it from like a filmmaker's point of view, Leo, I would, if I was casting, he's not a bad choice. So I got Robert Pattinson for my Batman, and I would do year one. I think that's perfect.
Same here.
But here's what I would do.
Year one for sure.
I would talk with Robert, and I would try to do like a Heath Ledger kind of thing, like, or whatever. I wouldn't give him free range, like what's his face did with the new Joker.
Jared Leto.
I wouldn't let that fucking guy go batshit with it. But I would be like, "Hey man, how do you feel intimidated? What do you do when you feel intimidating? Like someone's fucking with you. What are you gonna do?" I would try to get him to be as comfortable as I can, to make him as intimidating as I can, to make it more as organic as I can coming from him. And then I'd work around it with the costume, with the scenes, how I lit him, how I shot him, and made it as comfortable as I could for those kind of scenes, and just go with the best of it. I mean, that's all you really can hope for. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm okay with the pick, believe it or not.
I can't believe what I'm hearing, dude. But I will say I'm not that upset with it either. Like a lot of people are just, flaming on messages and all this
But
stuff about it. And
name
it's
somebody.
not
Here's the
even
thing, dude. Name somebody who.
Army Hammer. I don't give a fuck.
Mm, that ship is sailed, bro.
I
Army
know he
Hammer's
was
not going to be
supposed to be him
Batman.
in that original Justice
I
League
know, and I
concept.
hated that bat suit. That bat suit looked like Tim Burton made it.
Whatever. Listen, I would
It
have
looked
loved
the
the Army
Daft
Hammer
Punk,
Batman.
not Daft Punk, steampunk Batman. Nah, not feeling it, bro. I did not.
Whatever.
I love the story and concept for the Justice League Immortal. But I don't like the costumes. I saw that picture of all of them. Then I was like, Superman looks weird and skinny and
Could
shit.
even do like a Jake Gyllenhaal or
No,
Gosling.
they got the dude from the OC playing the Flash, and I was like, I can't stand that dude. But whatever, it
Grant
is what it is.
Gustin or no?
The guy from the OC back in the Disney, bro.
Oh no,
Yeah,
really? What?
Brody, something Brody. Yeah, old school
Nice.
cast back in 2007, man. Old school. But
I would have
anywho,
loved to see a John Hamm Batman, but he could have been an older. I would have liked him
no,
over Ben Affleck, dude.
I would have loved. You know what I want to see? Josh Brolin or the
As
other
Batman?
actor. No, Josh Brolin as Batman's dad from the Flashpoint universe.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That's what I want to see.
Him or the guy who Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That guy.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. There you go.
Thomas
There
Wayne.
you go.
Yeah,
As Thomas
as
Wayne.
Batman, Thomas Wayne. Woo.
Yeah,
He'd be perfect.
That's
in
what
that
I want.
role. I mean, just like Luke Evans is Sinestro, that is Thomas Wayne Batman.
That's the only thing that was good about that whole movie was like they nailed Sinestro. The dude working on Sinestro was like, "Hey, we're gonna fucking nail it. We got this dude. Look at him. He looks just. I mean, it's like Sinestro popped off. And why is the yellow suit look like the best suit and it's only on screen for like 3 seconds? Why does it look better than all the green suits the yellow suit does? It looks better than all the green suits in the entire movie. That last second he puts the ring on, look at the detail of it. It looks completely better.
Yeah, I hated that movie, dude. Don't even get
with
me
the
started
passion
with that. But that wasn't Luke Evans. That was I think that was Mark Strong, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Mark Strong. But Luke Evans is like a great fantasy cast for Sinestro. Just like look him up. He looks exactly like Sinestro. And I'm like, man, if they could come back with like that Green Lantern Corps, that is my fantasy cast for him.
Leo,
top notch.
Do me a favor. Can I? Okay, it's Green Lantern Corps.
I'm gonna call it Green Lantern Corps.
You can't. Anyway. It's not the Marine Corps, is it?
Dude, I'm gonna call it what I want.
No,
but
don't.
I will
say, Leo, you sound like an idiot if you say it like that.
Don't say that, man.
I'm telling you the truth.
Start with that shit.
My dad's a Marine. He was in the Marine Corps, not the Marine Corps. It's the same thing. It's spelt like corpse, but it's pronounced core. I'm telling you. You'll sound smart if you tell somebody. I'm just saying.
Dude.
Anyway, moving on, Leo. What you got for me?
Fuck you. Anyway, moving on. We're going to segue into John Wick 3.
That's a great segue. A big old
Chris
F you.
Off.
Right.
Yeah.
You know I love you, brother.
Yeah, man. I know, but you can miss me with that bullshit today. John Wick 3 though. John Wick 3, man, really had a good time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like totally. Some of my friends are like saying it's so low on the totem pole because it's not a well-constructed story, and my only response is,
oh well,
I don't go to John Wick for story.
Right, I did not sign up for John Wick because I want motherfucking Hamlet
character development.
Right. Like I said in my review, Leo, I don't know if you caught it, but I kind of say the similar thing. Like I come to watch John Wick kill somebody. Like I don't come to watch the compelling story that is John Wick because it's not that compelling.
No.
But the fighting, the action, the choreography, and the artistic style of the film is really cool. And
exactly. It's the cinematography and the choreography and the action. That's what you come to it.
Yeah, and if that's top notch, I can take away all the artistic shit.
Yeah,
And
man.
there's art in that though. There's art in those fighting styles.
Absolutely.
So
Like there's a whole that's a whole process in itself. And like making an action movie that also is just stylistically nice to look at and fun to follow like that is very hard to achieve. Not to mention that's what the movie's all about. Like this movie started over a dog being killed. And
that is
people are
cool. As
really
a
tripping.
filmmaker, no, it's a book. I think it's a book also, right? But anyway, but as a
So,
filmmaker,
is it?
I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But as a filmmaker, that's right. A little nuclei kind of a story kind of blows up into this what if scenarios, and I can appreciate that. I think that's fun. I think that's exciting, and I like it from a filmmaking standpoint. So I give it a pretty good, decent review. It's fun. It's not high art, but there's entertaining stuff in it, man. Like he kicks a guy's ass with a book and then kills him with it. With a book.
Yeah.
The size is the size of what you remember old phone books about that
Library
size?
and shit.
Right. And the library just beats the piss out of him with it. And I was like, oh, this thing's on another level.
Yeah.
I
He
loved
like
it.
slams his head down onto a book to snap his neck, dude. Like
Yeah.
it is just a well choreographed fight. Like that is just a tastefully artful fighting scene. And that's something again that I said earlier. That's hard to achieve. And that is what you're there to see. You're not there for this bullshit about like story and all that. In a John Wick movie, no. All that is shoved to the side.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when he's on the horse. And I love Lawrence Fishburne's character.
My God, when he's on that horse.
Right.
Galloping, like, oh my goodness, man. Capping off guys when he is riding by him and taking out these guys on motorcycles. Like, dude, that movie was probably one of my favorites this year. I'm not gonna lie, man. Just for
the last one, right? I think he's just gonna get revenge on the whole gosh darn thing. All the assassins.
High table.
Right. It's going down. He's gonna, cut off the heads of the high table.
Yep. There was a lot of that in there. That's one thing I will say is that.
Are you pissed off, John? And he's like, yeah. Like, I was like, yeah, Keanu, you're gonna kill more motherfuckers. Yeah.
That's what I liked about the first one, though, is that it's not so lore heavy. And the more the movies continue, the more the high table stuff is getting it's getting to be a lot. But again, I'm not there.
It's got to go somewhere, and I get that. As long as they keep it high and tight, you know what I mean. As long as they keep it straightforward.
High table.
But here's
how many times you got to say that.
Right, but here's that: is everybody in the city of New York a damn assassin because he can't go anywhere without somebody trying to kill him?
Yeah,
it's like
man.
They're just walking around. They're just walking around. Everybody's an assassin. It's like, come on.
Like it's like for that kind of money, even people who aren't really assassins but just kind of know about that life are going to be after him, man.
They're not that good though. John should be able to kick those guys' asses, or they should know better. If they're not that good, they should know who the fuck John Wick is and be like, bro, I don't give a shit.
Boogeyman, right? Well, that big tall guy wasn't shit.
Right, that's the Baba Yaga, man. Fuck that shit.
That shit in that first movie when fucking Theon Greyjoy, I can't remember that actor's name, just gets like messed up by John. And his dad's like, you mess with Baba Yaga, man. You don't even know who you mess with.
Right. And I love this scene where he's like in his garage and he's digging all that stuff and we see the coins for the first time. I like the first one. I like this second one as much. The third one was okay.
You kind of break it.
The third one was oh, all right. Is that better?
Yep.
Anyway, the third one was better.
Breaking up again.
Are you kidding me? Is that better?
Still kind of cracking, buddy.
Better.
There we go. Yeah, the first one just didn't have all that lore in it. That's why I didn't like the second one that much. But this one really did give us like some new types of scenes, man. You got the two dogs with Holly Berry. Like, That was a
What
really good addition to this movie.
what did he do for her that pissed her off so much? Like she
I don't
hated
know. I
him.
don't think they went into that.
I didn't like it. Like I didn't know why, but I was like, what did he possibly do that pissed you off
Well,
so
I
much that
mean,
you
all that
drink that
stuff.
water and spit it back in that bottle and say, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that
Thanks.
was hilarious though. I don't know. I mean, John gets into some trouble, bro, as you see. Probably got her
Interesting, but
mixed up
yeah,
in something.
I liked her character.
I liked her a lot. Couple times her and them dogs overshat. I liked watching them a little bit more than John sometimes.
Yeah, there was parts, especially
Yeah.
when I was thinking the scene is like right before when they're talking to that guy on the roof and he wants the dog.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. But yeah, man. So yeah, John Wick was
John Wick
just
was
pretty fun.
solid, man. I
Fun,
really
yeah.
liked it. I've seen it twice in theaters, and I'm probably gonna pick it up on Blu-ray when it comes out. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely gonna pick it up myself.
Oh,
Show.
all right, let's move a little bit into some films we've seen separately. I'll let you go first with Brightburn, because man, I'm excited. That looks pretty exciting, and I want to hear your thoughts on kind of how it went down and how good it was, if it was at all.
I think you're gonna really like Brightburn, to be honest with you. I came in with low expectations and it kind of surpassed it with that film.
Really?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it twice, and I'm a sucker for like reimaginings or different takes on things. And I was they had me at when we first saw the teaser, and it was a what if scenario of Superman kind of or the origin of something like that. And I'm a huge fan of Red Dawn, Superman Red Dawn comic book, where he lands in Russia and not in America. It's just a really cool take on Superman. And all these what if scenarios are really cool. I like that stuff. So this one takes it to another level and has that horror element that I don't really like, but I really like this. In certain regards of it, I just love the way they're going with it, and they kind of drop you these M. Night hints a little bit, but like I said in my review, the good stuff of M. Night, not the bad stuff of M. Night. And you kind of get a sense of what's going on. But if you're also familiar with the origin story, and he's even in Kansas, Brightburn, Kansas, so instead of Smallville, Kansas. So there's the correlations, man. And you got some really good actors. It was only done on a $7 million budget, dude. $7 million.
Only $7 million.
And yes, and they achieved such a good thing. I think the acting of the little boy. So yeah, you gotta check it out. I think you're gonna come at me like, bro, and I'm gonna be like, yep, I told you. But yeah, that's my initial thought. So have you seen the trailers? What how are your expectations?
And I'm really, I had some decent expectations for it. I thought it could be a decent film. I guess I didn't have like out of this world expectations, especially since it's going to be really hard to top Hereditary for me in terms of the horror genre. But I mean, I like Elizabeth Banks, so I was really I'm really feeling that. When I seen the trailers, I'm interested. I'm very interested to see this because it's something different. Because look,
exactly.
I love superhero films. Don't even get me started. But if we're gonna keep on releasing all these superhero films, let's differentiate a little bit. Like,
no, I think
out.
they're onto something. Yeah. I think they're onto something, and I think that they're gonna double their budget, maybe even triple it for Brightburn 2. At least wide open.
They leave it open for a sequel.
Oh, definitely. There's little hints, man, and I want to talk to you about it so bad because I noticed it, and I no one I've known has seen the movie yet. And there's a moment when the kid's discovering his abilities or whatever is going. I don't want to blow shit for you. There's a moment I noticed it, and it doesn't get brought up at all. There's certain moments in that film too that are brought up, and they're like, for me, they're like, boom, look at this, and then bam, I'm gonna redirect you, but done in such a good way that doesn't fuck with the story. But I noticed some key things, and I really want to talk to you about them because you know what I mean. Like it's just I can't talk to you. I do not want to spoil it for anybody because if I tell you,
please don't.
if I tell you, it might make you think about what's going on in the future. But it was, like I said, it was real different, interesting take. And yeah, if you're gonna go ahead and do the superhero genre, why not flip it on its head? Like Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, that was a crime movie.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't even a superhero.
Batman and the Joker. Yeah, and this was a horror film with Clark with the origin story of Superman. With a what if he was a bad Superman?
Yeah, what if he was evil coming down to Earth? Like,
Yeah.
what if as a child he was evil? I wonder though.
They give a really good explanation because he's sitting in class.
What's that?
Can I tell you this real quick?
Yeah.
They give a really cool explanation. They're sitting in class, like science class, and the teacher's talking about how there's the difference between bees and like hornets or wasps, and none of the kids are answering it. And the Brightburn kid and raises his hand and says, like, bees are pollinators, wasps are hunters and killers. And she talks about a breed that would lay their eggs in like the nests of honeybees and force their worker bees to feed their young, and then their young would overtake the hive. And when she's talking about that, he like makes this weird look.
Ooh, what the hell?
And think about his ship. Think about his ship coming from another planet, crash landing on our planet. His parents that found him were raising him as their own till he gets to a point where he can burn the planet or take it over.
All right, not so too like, much now. I don't want to be
sorry, but I'm just it makes you think. It's a great concept. Is what I'm in love with about it. I love. Did you notice that the trailers have the Man of Steel font?
Yeah, man. I'm like
I just love that. I'm a big fan of the guns. I just like it. I think I get what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? It resonates with me. So that's why I like it so much.
I
definitely want a comic book series of this. Definitely would totally read a comic book. I've already ordered a shirt and a poster, bro. Already have it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm excited.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to I would really enjoy a what if universe. I know they're not gonna fucking do it, and I know I'm reaching way far here. But
why not? Because you know it's gonna get stale, like, bro. You know. Oh, you're right, and you know it's gonna get stale. The Marvel thing is gonna get stale. The form that they're working now is gonna have to go into crossovers. What ifs?
Man,
you know we could be on the
Marvel, man. You've been on one with the MCU. Come on, they're gonna keep on making.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm paying attention to fads. I'm not worried about who's making what. I'm just saying this will die. Like Westerns died. Like the big giant spider movies will fucking died.
Westerns, you know what I mean? A long time though.
Dude, Westerns, there's one a year. Westerns died, bro.
They died, but I mean, they lasted for a while. I'm just saying.
Sci-fi movies are still there, but you know, I mean, I'm just saying the fads aren't going to be there. If they can morph into something else, I think you got something to keep the audience happy.
A what if version?
And maybe those
most ideal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Place to go.
Yeah,
like if they just took Batman stories, Superman stories, Spider-Man stories, whatever, and just made like a what if, and mixed it with
have some dude in the beginning of. Have some dude in the beginning of it like circle around the earth and be like, imagine a world where Batman and Clark Kent are best friends.
Do that.
I think that'd be funny.
That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, a what if universe would be the most ideal direction for these to go. And Brightburn seems like it could be a great start.
But it's nothing to do with it doesn't, you know what I mean, Superman. But it's got the homages.
Elements.
It's got the elements. Yeah, it's got the. You know, if you're familiar with, you know, Superman's origins, without saying it, and it's really cool, man. Because I don't know if I told you this, but a long, long time ago, I was working on a script with a few other people. We were commissioned to do the same kind of a thing, but with Robin Hood, and put him in like the actual hood in like Chicago, and he was like a Robin Hood-esque figure. But we're gonna say and show that he's Robin Hood because everyone's familiar with the mythos. We're never once going to call him Robin Hood. We're not going to, you know, make references necessarily, But if you're familiar with, you know, Sherwood Forest and the Merry Men, all that crap, you know what I mean? You're gonna sense it in this. And we were working on a script for a very long time, and this is a lot like that. Like, it doesn't say Superman, it never says anything about superheroes or superpowers or shit like that. Really, not really. But then you recognize everything. It's not unfamiliar to you, and then it's also kind of scary, which is cool. So there you go.
Yes, a blend of both. That's exactly what we need, man.
A hybrid.
Yep. And if we can genre mix some of these, I'm more than welcome to have that happen.
It's like the
Especially
Ant-Man films are
horror
kind of like
genre.
buddy comedies. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
Ant-Man films are
exactly.
buddy
They mix
comedies.
it up.
You got Captain America. Those were espionage kind of films. So, you know, Marvel, shit, dude, Marvel's already been kind of doing it. Shit. I should give Marvel
now that
a little
we,
credit.
yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to, because I'm done with Marvel.
you keep on shitting
I'm
on them
really-
and saying they're going to phase out, man. I think they're going to be around for another 5-10 years.
I'm interested to see what Quentin Beck is or isn't.
Same here. I'm just
Mysterio.
I can't wait to see Spider-Man Far From Home, is because I definitely think, man, that he's faking it. Like, come on, he's faking. And
but,
also,
you know,
the director did
the why. Here's the why.
Why?
That's
why? Well, dude,
yeah, here's
it's like Spider-Man 13 when he debuted. You know, he came out, he was faking. He was actually like faking being Spider-Man and like getting into bullshit, and then he was being Mysterio and like saving people from Spider-Man. So then that made him look like a hero, whereas he was actually the villain the whole time. So I think the MCU was just gonna mix it up and make it so that like he's trying to make it look like he's a hero. He's trying to even trick Spidey this time. And then
what if he is from an alternate? Okay. What if
he is from the Ultimate? Then maybe.
What if he's a villain in his other universe, but he comes here and now he wants to be a hero?
That would be lame.
But it's like
the scroll thing.
I know, but it's like they did with Black Panther and what they did with Killmonger. What Killmonger was trying to do, you kind of felt for him a little bit. Like, he was a villain, but he was a villain with purpose that you can understand. You can understand his dislike and hatred. Not what he was trying to do with the Wakanda weapons and shit at the end and shit like that.
But just the fact that like his people were robbed of opportunities that Wakanda had,
and what he was trying to do for his to bring that technology to oppressed Africans across the globe, not just Wakandans. I get behind that. I can understand that. So they got to do him the same way. He can't just be like, "Oh, I wanted to be a superhero like everybody else, so I made everything up." Because how is he flying? Like, I don't get that. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, isn't he an illusionist? Like, I
get all that. I get
magic.
I think that he brought those in, but
elementals.
I think he brought those in, but where he came from, he wasn't a hero yet. He brought something into this planet, and he didn't tell him about it, and he kept it a secret. And it comes to find out that he's not even really a hero. He's a fucking idiot. And Spider-Man has to save the day for everybody, or the whole world's going to come to it because he is a bumbling idiot and brought all this shit upon us, thinking that he can handle it.
I really hope not. I hate to.
There you go. Boom. Spider-Man Homecoming. Da, da, da.
Nah, man. I kind of hope he's tricking Spidey. Like, he's evil, man.
Oh, he's tricking everybody, but he's not tricking everybody like it. He's tricking everybody because he made a boo-boo, told a lie. Now he can't back it up, and he got all over his head and shit. And that's the bad guy part of it.
Kind of makes him sound like the Skrulls. I want to be a hero now. Nah. If he's all like that, I'm going to be upset. Because, come on, man. Mysterio's a villain. He hates Spider-Man.
You can also play with the envy part. And the Marvel Universe is known for kind of taking liberties.
Characters, yeah.
or blending multiple characters to make one. They could do some shit like that. So you gotta, I'm just saying it's a theory. It's a theory. And you're a huge Spider-Man fan. I know this. So I take respect to what you got to offer. But that's my theory, bro. That's my theory.
I get it. I really hope he ends up being evil. Or it could be a Doctor Strange situation.
Like I said, I don't think he's gonna be all and out evil because I don't.
No, not like the villain of Doctor Strange. Why can't I think of that guy's name? The other mage. Remember, he pops up in the post credit, and he was killing mages and stuff. But he was actually helping Strange in the beginning.
I don't remember. I've only seen Doctor Strange one. I don't like that character. I'm over it.
Damn.
Yeah. Sorry, I never liked Doctor
I'm a
Strange.
fan.
I know. I like what I like, and I'm done with the MCU right now.
You're done right now, so you're not going to see Far From Home?
I don't know yet, man. I don't know.
Man, you're just done after Endgame, huh?
I told you that was, Endgame for real. Right?
Mordo.
Okay.
Because Mordo is a villain in the Doctor Strange comics. But he started out as like a hero. He was like helping Strange, the Ancient One. He was helping all of them. So maybe it'll start like that to where, like you were saying, he'll come back and like he messed up and he wants to become a hero at this point. But then when he sees Spider-Man doing it successfully, he'll be mad about that. And then he's like, that begins the rivalry with Spidey.
Interesting.
I want him to be evil. Let's not go the Skrulls route, people.
Stop. Who knows when it comes to the MCU? But here's another thing, man. I don't know how I feel about Falcon America.
Why?
Because
you want it to be Bucky?
I think why not? Bucky's a super soldier.
Well, in this universe, the reason why I do enjoy the fact that it's Falcon is because, like, at this point, Falcon has spent more time with Steve as Captain America than Bucky has. And Bucky can still be, I mean, he hasn't been manipulated, but I mean, he has been. And it's like, I don't know about that. Like, I think Falcon earned his keep in this case. He knew Steve and served by Steve's side way longer as Captain America than Bucky did.
Look, I just don't. They have to team up with. He has to team up Falcon. Dude, they have to team Falcon up with a super soldier, or it just doesn't work. That's what Falcon and the super soldier or Winter Soldier is all about on the Disney streaming service.
Yeah,
because he can't. Because he can't kick anybody's ass by himself. Because he's just a dude flying around in plastic wings.
Oh man, quit shitting on Falcon, bro.
If he throws Cap's shield and it comes back to him and shit,
you gotta quit shitting on Falcon, bro.
Falcon is one of the weakest links.
Nah, man. And Bucky, giving it to Bucky would make him OP as hell. You might as well make them both.
Why not?
Like that's why the Falcon and Winter Soldier show exists, because they're like two halves of a whole at this point.
I don't know. They started off hating
takes the super soldier serum. That would be crazy. He just goes for it.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
Like, well, Steve did it, then I need to as well, and just injects himself with the serum.
Right. That'd be pretty funny. I just, for me, I don't know how I feel about Falcon America.
I love it, man. I love it. Not to mention he's a black guy. I'm like, yeah, time for the blacks to have.
I wasn't gonna play the race card, but
I'm just saying.
I have no problem with the actor. I have no problem with the character for real as an Avenger. But Captain America, believe it or not, I didn't like him at first, but he warmed with me. Like same with Thor. I warmed up to Thor. I warmed up to Cap, and I didn't really like Bucky either. But
I mean, it's like in that universe, would you trust a guy who's been manipulated by a word?
Why not? He's running around with you anyway. Why not give him the shield? If he goes,
he's been manipulated by one word.
I'm sure.
He's Captain America.
No, they told him they fixed him.
I don't know.
No, Shuri fixed him.
I know, but you never know with that guy.
No one's
It
gonna
seems
tell him
like
August 20th, 1991 anymore, okay?
1991.
Right?
You
No,
just never know, man. He's been manipulated. He's been a bad guy. People have seen him doing bad things, giving
okay.
him the
You want to
shield
talk
to
about what they're gonna
be.
do with Mysterio? Look what they did to, um, um, what's his face in from Civil War. The
Zemo?
Yeah, Baron Zemo. Look what they did to that guy. That's nothing like the character Baron Zemo in the comic books.
No, it's nothing like him, but he's not a bad. That wasn't a bad change. I like Zemo in Civil War because he got them to actually like fight each other.
No, I get the point. It's very clever, but I'm just saying, like they take liberties, so it's going to be interesting. But um, I don't know, man. We'll shoot. We'll see. It's interesting times. I'm more curiosity. I'm more curious. Excuse me. About those Splinter movies that are coming out. Different superhero movies not connected to anything. I really do.
Like Joker?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I would really like DC and Marvel have so many good like 6 comic series runs or one shots that are just
Oh
excellent and
yeah,
can be
man.
translated over into movies. So you don't do shared universes right away, but I think you've introduced the regular world to, hey, these are comic books. I think more people now than ever, Leo, know about Batman, Superman, Iron Man, all that crap, right? More people now than ever.
Ever.
So now you can introduce a movie where you introduce a lot of characters without establishing them, because people go, oh, I know that guy, that's Iron Man, oh, he's in this story too, that's cool. They can accept it, like us comic book readers can accept them when they cross over in our books. There are just so many good stories that they can, like the Long Halloween, The Man Who Laughs.
They could do so many one
They
shots,
can
bro.
do some really really cool movies, and if I you know
Heck,
they should.
Flashpoint.
Yes, like all that. So I'm hoping that they take some source material, and that's what I don't understand. A lot of them just don't take from some really good source material.
Yeah, and they like take it and then they make it their own. And I would
Because
be
that's
okay doing that for a one shot as well. Like just do it for
Zack's
one
do
shot.
what Zack Snyder did with The Watchmen.
Yep.
It's a pretty much shot for shot.
Do that
That's a
and then
beautiful
go.
movie, man. That's one of
Do
the
a
best
year one
superhero.
Batman.
Right.
No
Year one.
connection.
Right. The Dark Knight Returns for real.
For real. Cause not
Not
that
that.
I didn't like Rises, but that wasn't Returns.
No, I mean the Dark Knight Returns. I'm talking about old Batman,
Yeah.
old Superman, Nuclear War, Kit Kelly as the Robin. I'm talking about all that shit.
I'd be so down for it.
Like real Planet Hulk or World War Hulk would be bad. The fuck ass. Introducing the Spider-Verse.
Man, I thought that's where they were gonna go with Thor Ragnarok.
Dude, that's what I was like. Oh yeah, take over.
Yeah,
Scar.
Scar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought when they got there, he was gonna be like the king. I was like, oh,
I
you're gonna
love the
see Hulk as, like
Grandmaster.
the
Don't get me
monarch.
wrong.
I do, but
yeah.
I would have liked to see Hulk like on top, like as like the ruler, or like ruling with him or something. Just my perspective, but I did love Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, I did love Ragnarok.
See, that would be awesome to do a Scar and do that Hulk, and just say this is like a one shot. It's not connected. It's a standalone.
You know what's funny though about Korg and Meeg are like best friends and friends with Thor, but not Hulk. But Meeg is the one that blew up his ship from Stark Industries and make him think that Tony Stark sabotaged the ship and blew up and killed his family.
Meeg
did it. Yeah, in the comic books it was Meeg.
Yeah, that's right.
He did it because Hulk lost his rage once he took over the planet, and he wanted him to be like the mean war-bound Hulk. So he blew up the ship and made him think like Tony put a self-destruct on it. So he went back to Earth and he was
pissed.
He was pissed. Yes.
World War Hulk, bruh. That'd be dope too.
Dude, like what he does to fucking what's his name? The dude who if he talks, he'll kill you. Anyway, those guys live on the moon. The Inhuman dude. The Inhuman dude.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. What he does to Black Bolt is just Black Bolt unleashes a scream on him and he withstands it and
just stands there.
Right. It's just so fucking it's badass, bro.
I would love to see that cinematically on screen. But the Inhumans was such an embarrassing show. Good lord.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, I'm just gonna dive into Godzilla.
Okay, yeah,
And
dude.
just you know, honestly, I shitted on this movie at first. Like I was like, blah, it's too much
Oh,
human, too much
dude.
human. But what I will say is that I really did enjoy the monster part of it. I really think it's worth seeing for that part. Everything else is crap, but I mean, what Godzilla movie is like a ragingly cinematic masterpiece in terms of story, characters, anything. This is no different. It just involves him like a little bit more. And it's like, come on, man, like get back to these monsters raging through Boston. Like, get back to that. I was like a little bit disenchanted with the human characters and in their involvement in the movie, and the
Mhm.
fact that some of the built up characters had only a few lines the whole movie was kind of disappointing. But like I said, the monsters themselves were awesome, but they kept doing this bullshit where they would like show the monsters and then a helicopter or something would like fly in the way, and then you're back to Kyle Chandler and Ken Watanabe and crew, and it's like, dude, no, I want to be watching the monsters. Like, why are we cutting away from the monster battles for this? Like, that was the beauty of the old Godzilla movies, is that when they got to Godzilla destroying Tokyo, that was it. Like, you would get shots of people
Right.
freaking out and
It's
like,
Tokyo being destroyed time.
yeah, it like people would be like, oh my god, it's Godzilla. Like, but we didn't even get that. It was just like, let's cut back to these human characters trying to be so involved, unlike other movies where they just get out of the way. Get out of the way, dude. Like Godzilla is going to be destroying, come on, he's the king of monsters. It says it in the title. But King Ghidorah versus Godzilla, that's like a epic battle. I remember the movie from the 60s, King Ghidorah. That was actually like the first movie Godzilla was helping humans in, because the other ones he was like tearing them up. And this movie kind of dives a little deep into that lore they built up. Did you see the 2014 Godzilla?
Yes. When it first came out. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like some lore in that one with all these like cave paintings and stuff. It kind of like expands on that. It doesn't need to, because I'm just like, look, Godzilla is literally just a monster from the ocean, built from nuclear waste as a consequence of humans experimenting with atomic and nuclear bombs.
So
So
where did all the other animals come from?
same thing. But I will say it was much more simple with those storylines. Like this kind of ancient stuff is like a little bit weird and maybe just a little bit unnecessary.
They make it seem like these creatures have been on the earth for a long time and they come out
And
of
they were being
hibernation and shit.
hailed from by the people of the last lands, and it was weird, man. Like I was like, come on.
I'm so glad I avoided this film. It sounds like I wouldn't enjoy it.
You would enjoy the monster battle
How did
so
11
much.
do?
Oh man, 11 was 11.
Millie Bobby Brown was just 11.
Millie Bobby Brown was just 11.
Her name is just
Like,
so weird to say.
I like her name, but I was like,
every time I hear her name, I go, every little step I take, you will be
there.
That's Bobby Brown, by the way. If anybody knows.
But I just, I thought she acted so much like 11 that it kind of took away from her range a lot. But she's young, she's got time, she can expand. But I thought they would have changed her role up for this movie, and they really didn't.
Isn't her like, first role was on Stranger Things, right?
I believe so.
Well, then I mean, you got to give the young girl some time to grow and find her range and stuff like that.
But she screamed, and Godzilla got back up right after, and I'm like, oh, come on. That's like an 11 thing. So, did
her nose bleed at all during this? Please tell me it did not.
Oh yeah, dude, there was a cut. No, I'm just kidding.
I would have loved the Stranger Things reference. Would have been funny.
Stranger Things was not her first role, apparently. Wow. Oh. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland was the first one.
Mm.
Well, I will say though, I enjoyed the monster mashing a lot. Loved Ghidorah, loved Godzilla, loved Rodan, loved Mothra. They all looked great. They all like Mothra like spreads her wings out and they're just like giant and beautiful cinematically, and it matches it with this wonderful soundtrack. But those moments are stolen from like human reaction and these random like reaction shots and them trying to be so involved with the story. It's just not even necessary. Let Godzilla do his thing. Let him fight King Ghidorah and get out of the way, man.
Damn, that's
So,
disappointing. I'm disappointed to hear that a little bit.
well, I
There's so
mean,
much
like I
hype, and
said, you'll love the
I
monster stuff,
it's not
and
worth it
that's
to me
what
to watch it. That I'll have to wait till it comes out and somebody clips
I
it
would
together
wait.
on in YouTube, and I'll just watch the fight.
I'd wait
Yeah,
because
that's disappointing. I'm a little disappointed in that.
Kyle Chandler, bad acting, man. And not that he's a bad actor, but I mean, the acting in this movie is just so dry.
That sounds pretty lackluster, my friend.
It was, man. And honestly, I wasn't super big on the first Godzilla anyway. The first one in this franchise.
I thought it looked cool. Does that make sense? Like,
Looked cool. And that's how I can describe this one. But in that first Godzilla, we only seen a shot of Godzilla's shadow and then him up close in the last like 15, 20 minutes.
and
And
then right before the Cloverfield monster comes out of the clouds.
yeah. Yeah, I was like, wow, Godzilla versus Cloverfield. Here we go.
That's right. It's like, guess what? It's always been connected into the Cloverfield universe. Ah!
We were fooling you the whole time.
Right.
But I mean, if you like monster battles, check this one out, but just be aware that you're definitely gonna have to wait.
It sounds like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Sort of like they don't get into their Zords or do any. Sure. Well, yeah, I'm just talking about getting to the things that we love. There isn't much of it.
Yeah, it takes forever, but when it is there, whew, it is phenomenal. The graphics were amazing. The CGI, Godzilla, the animations.
Is there a scene where the guy goes God and the other one goes Zilla? I swear to God, please tell me that's not.
No.
Okay, so no. Does anybody call him Godzilla?
Yeah, there people call him Godzilla. Even Ken Watanabe calls him Gojira. But I mean, there's like this one woman in their whole crew that somehow just knows all the monster names. The ancient text says that his name is Rodan. Like, what the hell? How do you know?
Creepy exposition lady.
Right. Like you're like flipping through books and somehow you know all these monsters' names.
I want to create a movie one day where that person just looks at the screen and goes, "Hi, I'm going to be explaining things to you. So pay a close attention to me."
Pay very close attention to me.
I am exposition lady.
But of course, it was an Asian lady.
Dialogue dump.
Yep.
Here we go.
But next in the franchise is supposed to be Godzilla versus Kong. I'm looking forward to that.
Dude, if they're gonna do what they did with this one, I don't want to get excited.
Well, I like Kong Skull Island.
There was some Kong in it.
Yeah, a good amount, a great balance of Kong and the other characters.
I love the helicopter scene.
Same here,
dude. That's pretty scary. To be honest with you, I would have been freaked out. I love how the guy's eating his thing, and he's like, "How could you eat like that?" He's like, "That was an unexpected situation, and we handled it the best we could." It's like, what else do you want from me? Like, we could not expect that to happen. Like, it's just there's so many of those little good moments in that film.
Yeah, great little bits, and the next
Brie Larson, yeah, that
took place in 1970s. So think about it. King Kong has had a lot of time to grow.
Where's he been?
Probably on Skull Island still.
Just chilling?
Keeping
those monsters at bay that come out with a weird.
I'm sure in the next one they'll probably show, because like some of the other monsters like rides up in Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'm sure they'll show him like fighting some off at that same time. because we haven't seen Kong. Well, we haven't even seen Kong in like 30 years, technically, or 40, because the 1973 gap
Do
that
you think
happened.
Kong finds his way to New York or something like that or whatever? And
I'm wondering how it's gonna happen because it's like Godzilla's the king, but what about Kong? Like, I don't know. I wonder what's gonna happen there. Like I said, my prediction is that while the other monsters were like rising up, Kong was like on the other side fighting off
like doing a
threat.
Thanos, just watching it from the sidelines. He's just
Well,
like,
no, he's
yeah, I'll
like,
do it myself.
right, I gotta do it myself. But no, I'm saying it would take place during the Godzilla movie. So like when essentially it would show Kong's
prequel.
perspective in the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. So essentially the movie would start and it would show Kong fighting off these other monsters that rised up during the Godzilla movie, and he would be like on the other side of the world taking them down, and then he would be the king of that region, and Godzilla would be like the king of Boston where he was fighting. So it'll be like, okay, there's two kings, and if King Kong finds out, yeah, he gonna be ready to take that kingdom.
Jesus, that's a little elaborate for two dumbass animals just running around stomping shit.
No,
That's some
supposedly Kong
Marvel
is a little bit
MCU
smart.
ex villain esque fucking
That'd
Infinity
be
Storm
awesome
plans
though.
you got going on.
No,
We're
but like
fucking
King Ghidorah is supposed to be like that. Like he's like the king of them, and then Godzilla takes him down.
yeah, but you got these
And
are
he's the
predatorial
king.
animals. They're not thinking like us.
No, they bow. Look, I'm
They
not gonna.
bowed to him. Are you fucking serious?
That
Are
would be the
you?
first time that's happened in a Godzilla film.
Oh no, they're sentient. Are you kidding me?
Why are you acting like that's the first time that's happened?
I don't know. I don't know the Godzilla lore that much, but I'm
Oh
just saying
man,
that
that's
doesn't do
happened a
anything
couple
for me.
times.
That's crazy or whatever. Okay.
He's the king of monsters, man, and
I
maybe
keep
Kong
hearing
is
you
like
say
the
this,
king.
but
I know, man.
I,
That's it.
I take
That's just it. He's the king. And then Kong's like, nope, actually, there's another king up in this bitch.
the Kraken.
Nah, him. Shit, King Kong. I'm excited for Godzilla versus Kong, though. Like that's fuck
Yeah, me
everything
too, a little
else.
bit.
I
I hope
really
John
want
C.
that.
Riley comes back and when Kong makes his appearance, he goes, "Uh-oh." Like he makes a moment. He has a moment. Like I would love it. Even if it's a little cameo where John C. Riley goes, says something about because that
Oh
was a
shit.
bright right, yeah, it was like a bright spot when it came into the part of the movie. But
Yeah, he
anyway,
really lit it up.
yeah.
But anyway, man, tell us a little bit more about Two Side Review and where we can find you.
You can check me out on Facebook, not Facebook, sorry, YouTube and Twitter. I am not on Facebook at Two Side Review, all one word. And at my channel, I give a real quick, under 6 minute non-spoiler review, two-sided approach, one from a fan of film and source material, and then the other side from a production side that goes along with my 12 plus years experience when it comes to film and film editing and production, so to speak. So I give you guys a little bit of how I feel about the film and whether you should spend your money on it or whether you should save it. You should check it on DVD when it comes on DVD, Blu-ray when it comes out on Netflix or what have you. Save your money, don't save your money, or just flat out not watch it at all. So you can go check me out on YouTube and Twitter, Two Side Review.
All right, y'all. You heard him. Go check it out, and we will see y'all next time on Sunday Night Geeks, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
See ya.